This thing sounds mean, and it feels mean. This is the 2021 BMW M4 Competition with an extra carbon pack. It's not got the M Performance exhaust. It just has the regular standard exhaust. Yet it looks like something Arnold Schwarzenegger used to carry back in the 80s. It looks like a couple of big shotguns. It seems so aggressive. The carbon pack on it is just. I personally think when I saw this car in the lot, I just thought, this looks great. This is how I would spec the car, I believe. I love the black on black. I'd probably have a bit darker windows, but I think this car ticks all the boxes from this back standpoint. I'm going to bring you around the front because ever since BMW launched the 3 and the 4 Series, probably a couple of years ago now, where are we, May 2021, the only thing people speak about is this damn grille on the front. And I've heard every man and his dog say it's ugly and it's this and it's that and it's rabbit teeth, and forgive me, I think this looks great. And my opinion really doesn't matter because it's all in the eye of the beholder. But from where I was, I really enjoy on the M cars especially, where they've got the extra aggressive bonnet coming down here leading into these grills with the front splitters and again with the carbon pack. I just think it looks tough, looks mean. Don't know how it will date, but every time BMW bring out a new model in something, think about the X5s. Every time they bring out a new X5 and it's the highest selling car they've ever had, everyone moans about the something or the look of it. They prefer the last. Then all of a sudden a couple of years goes by and the last looks very dated. I get the feeling that this is going to be how it is for this model as well. In fact, come with me for a moment. This has got the carbon kit. Now what this does is it gives it the extra front splitters, a couple of bits of carbon around the back, a little bit more depth in the splitters in the rear. Nice little carbon piece on the lip spoiler there. Have a look at this. This is what took my eye the first time I opened the door. How on earth do you jump into what feels like an 80s arcade gaming chair or something? I feel like I'm gonna, I don't know, it feels like I'm back in the old bowling alley, and honestly, it's not the easiest thing to get in with, especially when you've got a big Android phone in your pocket. But once you are in, you feel like you're playing a big game of Space Invaders. This is hugging, and it makes me feel like I want to drive fast and silly, to be quite honest with you. And let's jump in, let's have a feel of it. This thing is an absolute weapon of a car. Now, to give you a bit of context, I had an M4, the predecessor, and I had the convertible, and that was a beautiful car. I actually had it, I don't keep my cars very long as a rule of thumb, had that 4+ years, and for me to upgrade it during that 4-year period, I just would have had to spend double. That's how I felt. It was that good a car. Of course, time goes on, technology evolves, and now we've got this adaptive cruise control, which again has been my favorite technology update for years. It really, if you haven't tried it, you need to just jump in a friend's car who's got it and just tap the button here, follow the car in front, chuck yourself at the speed limit plus a small percentage depending on how you want to drive, and it just takes you there. It moves up to sort of 30%, I think it is, angle, and every so often the yellow lights come on, then it starts telling me I need to touch the wheel. But this is all very legal. I know I'll get some grief for driving without my hands or my feet, but this is all, if it's on a BMW, I guess it's road legal. But what it is very good for is if I, let's say, drop my sunglasses, or Faithy in the back is yelling at me because she's dropped her iPad. My daughter, 3 years old, will delicious than ever before. And I need to turn around. I actually trust the BMW system. I'm on the Monash freeway at the moment, and it just cruises around the corners, the windy freeways. In traffic, it's great. So this car, in effect, has all the technology that you'd hope for and expect out of a new circa 200k car. And the reason I say it's 200k is because the carbon pack adds a bit to it. It's black on black, and right now at time of filming you can't get hold of a car for love nor money, so it's quite a funny market at the moment. If I go back into what this car does though, yes, it's got all the little niceties. The first thing I thought when I went over a speed bump underground at BMW is how rigid this car felt. I wasn't in a sport mode, just regular dampers, and it just felt so stiff. And it's not got any easier since I've been driving it, to be quite honest with you. This encourages good drivers to become great. It may well encourage average drivers to become even worse, but it just feels so well equipped. I've had a little play with it around corners. I've taken the DSC off. I've played with the M1 and M2 buttons, which give you your own specification, whether you want a hard track or a more comfortable track. I've always used M2 as the all-go sort of option. All bets are off. There's no safety, just sort of all-go. And it's never very comfortable, but it's something that you don't use very often in normal driving. It's more for a track. But it's got everything. It's got all these options. The car does. Now, I haven't done this, but a friend of mine has got a bit of taping equipment. He got his 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.7 seconds. Now, I didn't read the BMW book actually before I came out. All I've got in my mind is he did his in, it was actually 3.69 seconds, 0 to 100. Did it a couple of times very close. That is rapid. What's powering it? It's a similar 3-litre twin turbo engine as powered my previous one back in the 2016 one, except it's tuned within an inch of its life now. It's gone from sort of 450 brake horsepower to, I think it's about 510. I think it's about 650 newton meters of torque. And the big difference here is it's got a new gearbox. The predecessor had the double DSG, so it's a double dual control shifter, whereas this has a torque converter. And I've noticed it when you're in a mid-range, so I'm in basic comfort mode here. And if I want to kick it, if I want to overtake someone, or there's some danger and I need to go fast, when it spools up it goes. But honestly there is a real delay, there is a real lag in comfort mode here. I found the DSG box in the predecessor would just, it would really jump a lot more rapidly. Now I'm sure this device will be better in most pieces of everyday driving, most parts of everyday driving and track, but that was just one thing I noticed in everyday traffic, usable traffic, usable sort of work. What else do I need to say? The damn thing sounds good. It's loud, it's obnoxious. It doesn't have the snap, crackle and pop that some of them tend to, but it's not to say in a tunnel right now you just want to drop a couple of gears and go and make some all hell breaking, fire breathing dragon noises out the back. It's a nice car, and it's made me very happy, to be honest with you. Rigid, stiff, but a lot of fun. Go through the whole range, because once you're in it and you're being hugged and you're going around a tight little roundabout, you just feel like you've not even started. If I did have there's a Volkswagen Polo in front of me, nothing wrong with Polos, but if I did that sort of in a car, like a regular car, you'd feel like that was living on the edge. This thing just wants to go. It just wants to do more. It's a dangerous, angry little machine. So while it starts to rain here, I'm going to sign off for our first review that we have done in a while. This car is thanks to BMW Melbourne. Actually, big long-term supporter. We're doing all sorts of these cars now more than ever. Relationships are how we're helping. It used to be how much discount could you get on a car. Right now with the demand, it's almost getting a car is the discount, is the piece that everyone was looking for. But we've got cracking partners. Would love to get your opinions on which cars to drive next.